Hey everybody, Norm over here, and it is Guitar of the Day, and it's Flat Top Friday, and we got something real special and someone real special, one of my faves, the great Carl Verheyen right here.
Hey everybody.
This guy, you'll hear him play, and you can come up with your own terms for this guy, but this guy's in a different world, one of the best there is. And this guitar is in a different world. What do we got here? So this is in a brown case, and it is a 1953 Gibson SJ-200 in natural, SJ-200N really, and beautiful blonde finish.
What does the SJ stand for?
Super Jumbo.
Okay.
That's what they were called originally, and then they dropped the S from them.
And it's just J200.
Just Jumbo.
Yeah.
Jumbo 200.
Yeah.
And so it's
just earlier than the J200.
Earlier, yeah. And it's a white label. And then they went to the orange oval label. And so this is a spruce top, rosewood, open mustache bridge, rosewood fingerboard, beautiful inlays, kind of the crown type inlays, beautiful flame maple sides and back. Just really a beautifully made, and these were like the king of the cowboy guitars right here.
Yeah.
And Carl, I mean, you know, how does this neck feel to you?
Let me check this out. Wow. It's got an incredibly, just a beautiful back of the neck here.
Yep.
Love it.
And I love the stinger, which is the, if you turn it around there, they call this a stinger, where it goes down to like
that's
a V.
That's what that's called. And then this is a rosewood neck?
Rosewood fingerboard.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, some of the very early ones actually had an ebony board. They made some rosewood back and side ones from the early, from the 1940, 41, actually 39 I think was the first year. And they gave them to a lot of the cowboy stars, and I had a few of them, one that was Crash Corrigan's and a number of other ones. And but these are, you had to be doing something right to be playing one of these guitars. Let's take it out and let's show these guys what it does.
Yeah.
All right, Carl Verheyen right here.
Nice.
Everybody, Norm over here, and I'm out here with one of the greatest guitar players in the world, and this is no lie. And I've known Carl for how many years? A couple lifetimes or something.
I think it's been a while, definitely since the early 80s, when you had the other shop up there on, what street was that? Fallbrook or?
Well, Tampa and Van Owen.
Tampa and Van Owen, that's right. You were over there.
And we went from like a 500 square foot store to a 1,600 square foot store to this one, which is about 6,000 square feet.
Nice.
So, he's been with us the whole time.
Yeah. And
we've done a number of videos. They're all fantastic. But we're out front with this 1953 SJ-200, which is a really cool guitar in natural blonde finish. And the thing about the natural finish is that they can't really hide imperfections and stuff. It's got to be really nice. There's a couple little tiny repairs and stuff, but overall this guitar is a nice straight guitar.
It's got really tight grain, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And this is maple, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Sometimes maple guitars are quiet, I find, but this one speaks. It's loud and it's alive. It's really alive.
Well, you know, they were building some great stuff back in the day then. And
what year did you say it was?
This is a 53. Wow. And they're building some really good stuff right now, too. I think all the guitar companies have really come around, but this is kind of prime era and really, really cool. Tell us about what you're doing lately. I mean, you have any new records that you're...
Yeah, I've got a new record called Riverboat Sky. And the record came out, let's see, we did our record release party at the Thousand Oaks Performing Arts Center, but that was last September. So now it's been out for 6 months, 7 months, no, 8 months. But I just did the Riverboat Sky tour in Europe, where I brought a 5-piece band over there for 5 weeks, and we actually did 9 countries in 5 weeks. It was
well, it must have been expensive carrying your own band, because I know a lot of the guys, they go over there and they pick up whoever happens to be there.
Yeah, I've got what's great. I got a drummer who sings and plays his ass off. I've got a keyboard player who also plays guitar and sings. I've got his wife who sings beautifully, and she basically, you know, floats all our boats higher. She makes me sing better. She puts us through the warm-ups before every show, and it's just been amazing because I've done enough, shredder type stuff back in the 80s and early 90s and stuff. And you get to a point where you just kind of want to hear something that moves your heart and moves
Beautiful
your soul.
songs.
Beautiful
Right?
songs and stuff that, all ages are going to dig. So this last tour was so much fun. So we got home 2 weeks ago. And then we leave on a tour that goes to up the Pacific Northwest. So we do L.A., Bakersfield, Oakland, Portland, Seattle, Mount Vernon, and then one more on Bainbridge Island. Couldn't do Canada this time because it would have to be a Monday, and they didn't want us on a Monday. So.
And it's Carl, C-A-R-L. You guys probably know this, but spell the last name.
Verheyen. So it sounds like Verheyen, and I answer to that. I answer to anything really. So, well, you want to hear this thing?
Yeah, you were doing like Autumn Leaves before. It was beautiful.
Yeah, Autumn Leaves. Let me see if I'm in tune. I guess good enough.
Mighty pretty.
Normally I need to warm up to an acoustic guitar after playing a Telecaster all morning.
Well, speaking of Telecasters, we were just talking a few minutes ago, about these LSL guitars, which we really love. And our old buddy Ted Green. Did you ever study with Ted at all?
Well, what I did was when any of my friends who had a steady lesson couldn't go, they say, hey, you want to take my lesson? Because Ted did not like you to. So I said, please, So I loved going over there and just hanging with him and playing with him. And
What a character.
Yeah, just a character. And and I saw him play, and actually there's footage at remember that place, I think it was called California Vintage Guitar. They had a clinic with him, and they filmed it, and in the YouTube video of it, you see the back of my head asking all the questions. Because I was a big fan, and I'm so sorry to, when he passed away. Just such a shock.
Heartbreaking,
I'm also an Ed Bickert fan, and he passed away too.
Did he?
He's a Canadian guitar player that played Telly.
Played a Telly as well.
And just the cleanest, clearest tones, man. I just love that guy.
Well, Ted played at my 25th wedding anniversary. Now I've been married it's going to be 55 years.
Wow, in the rock and roll business?
Well, in the music business, I'll call it. Combination of
that's
a
a
lot
miracle.
of different things.
Because I'm 42 and a half, so
So here's what you do. You want the longevity thing. You wake up in the morning, look over at your wife, and go, "I'm sorry, dear." And when she says, "For what?" say, "I don't know, but you'll think of something."
Yeah. My theory is, I show up. Is that for me?
Oh no. Sorry, I'll grab it in a minute. Sorry about that.
If I show up and I see this thing hanging on the wall, I play it, I go, God, that thing is fantastic. I go straight to the flower shop. I buy flowers and I bring it home, and she goes, all right, what is it? And I said, it's a Gibson Acoustic, sounds amazing. She goes, well, don't we already have a couple of those? And I go, yeah, but this is different. It's a better one. It's different than the ones I have, and she, so I just kind of talk her into it. But it starts with the flower shop.
That's a good move.
That's my advice. I like your advice.
Well,
I'm
so
sorry
two guys
for
that have
whatever.
been with their woman for a long time.
Yeah.
You got to make it pretty easy, and you got to kind of get yourself off the hook some way or other.
Exactly.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Carl.
Thank you,
I really
Norm.
appreciate you coming in. Thank you
blast.
so much. People are going to love it.
All right.
Just killing on the guitar
Oh, man,
and
thank you.
and killing on that LSL Telly too.
Come on.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Right here.